All right, welcome back to Land Investing 101. We're going to talk about eminent domain. What is eminent domain? Eminent domain is a government's power to take property to use how they see fit. This is based on constitutional law, the Fifth Amendment, which reads that it may take private property for the public use if just compensation is paid. So there's a couple elements. It has to be for public use, eminent domain, and there has to be just compensation. These are interpreted by the courts. So the courts will decide, what just compensation is and what public use is. But this can be as far as for highways. It can be for infrastructure development projects like public housing. It could be for infrastructure developments like commercial retail. It really depends on what the government thinks is useful to that area or that town. Eminent domain is usually transacted by either state or local governments, rarely by federal governments. But all the governments, city, state, federal, all have the power of eminent domain, which is they can take your property as long as it's useful for the community and they give you just compensation. Now, again, just compensation is determined by the courts, and reasonable use is also determined by the courts. So, for example, if there are 12 homes in a certain area, I can use this example because this happened in my town, but it can happen anywhere. Like I said, they can take it for public uses like highways, roads, street lights. They can even take private property for a hydrant, right? They can take a piece of your land, but they can also use it for infrastructure like a mall or retail. So, for example, if they ration or they reason that the 12 homes on the east side of town are collecting $50,000 in tax revenue, but if they knock them all down and lease the property to a major retailer, they could get $1 million a year in tax revenue. They can legally take those homes if they come to that conclusion, and they have in many instances taken homes or land, real property, and use it and convert it over to the city's domain. So now the city owns the property, and they usually pay off the owners of the land or the homes just compensation. Again, now this is reasoned. So sometimes it's well below what the people thought it was worth, and very rarely is it highly above what the people thought it was worth. So that's what eminent domain is. It's important to know in land investing, because if you are on track, for example, they're building a highway and you're on track for them building that highway, or you abut the highway, you're right next to the highway or a road, you need to understand that they can easily come and take another 5 feet, 10 feet, 100 feet, as long as they reason that it's for the public use. They will have to just compensate you, but it may stifle your plans or your investment in land or real estate. So keep that in mind. That's eminent domain.